Well, let me quickly get the take of Mr. Daniel Buala on this one. It looks to me, to a large extent, with all that is on the ground, that it's a very, very big task for Senator Bala Tinubu. Where do you think it will start from as it stands right now?
Well, I think the decision by the president to appoint Chibola Tinubu as the dispute resolution expert is the greatest thing that the president has done, leading to 2019. And what has happened, what is happening in Kaduna is a prelude to the governorship election to come in 2019. I'm not surprised. The part that surprises me, to be honest, is the act of Malam El-Rufai demolishing the place. He has, by this act, invented another dispute resolution mechanism. That is demolition. We are used to knowing conciliation, arbitration, mediation, litigation, and all of that. But demolition now has been introduced. And I'm not even surprised, because in Borno State, the governor at one time also demolished the building belonging to PDP. And they said it's because miscreants were using it for drug abuse.
Sorry,
and all of that.
if I have to pause for a moment, because we need to take this break. But when we come back, there's still very interesting issues that we need to discuss on the program. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Well, then, we'll quickly move to our next issue, the topic on the program tonight. Well, we're moving from Kaduna State to the National Assembly. Today, the Senate directed its Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions to investigate a statement credited to Senator Omo-Agege that the amendment of the Electoral Act is targeted at President Muhammadu Buhari. If you've been following or not, here's a premise. Last week, after a rowdy session where the election sequence report was passed by the Senate, 10 lawmakers spoke with journalists, voicing strong disapproval over the amendment of the Section 25 of the Electoral Act. And here is what the senator said in that press conference, which we showed you on the program, where Senator Omo-Agege addressed the press before Senator Dino Melaye spoke before we came back on that break. Well, the last senator who faced the Ethics Committee for breach of privilege was Senator Ali Ndume, and was suspended for 6 months. And if you remember, Senator Dino Melaye was the one who raised the concern on the floor of the House against Senator Ali Ndume at the time. So I ask again, is Senator Omo-Agege in trouble? Let my partner tonight weigh in on this one. Let me begin with you, Honorable Wesley. So you are the one who is experienced in the act of lawmaking. You've been in that hollow chamber. What is the implication of what has happened tonight for Senator Omo-Agege and the process of having a dissenting voice on an issue such as the sequence of election?
Well, of course, you do know the Senate has the powers to bring its own members to book. You will remember sometime I had expressed opinion when I was in the House and I got suspended. The powers are so enormous. And the point there is, when a reference is made to the Ethics and Privileges Committee to determine whether the behavior of a senator is in conformity with the rules or is scandalous to the Senate, of course, the judgment usually will be subjective based on the inclination of many of the senators there. If there are senators who are in majority in the committee who do perceive a statement saying that a senatorial action, such as amendment of a law, is targeted at the president of the Federal Republic, that's an attempt to incite the president against the Senate. So if the majority of committee members do say that that is scandalous, is inciting, and brings the Senate to ridicule and odium, of course, I would not be surprised to see that they make a recommendation to the larger body for disciplinary actions to be taken against Omo-Agege. So he might be in danger.
So just straight and pointedly, Honorable Wesley. So Senator Omo-Agege should perhaps by now be ready to pack his bags and stay away from the National Assembly, perhaps as a signal of discipline from his colleagues. It does look like that if you consider what has happened in the past. Is that what is perhaps looming?
Very definitely. The only way he can go out of this is to play the politics, go around, apologize to his colleagues, make sure that he assuages their feeling, reassures them that he didn't intend to incite them. Otherwise, at the end of the day, he will go down alone, because all of those who are singing hallelujah around him now will continue to stay in the Senate while he is out of the Senate. He needs to do the needful.